This is the last message from me, not because my feelings have faded, but because sometimes the kindest thing you can do for someone you love is to let them go. Words have always been my way of reaching you, of trying to bridge the distance between what I feel and what you understand, but now I've reached the end of what words can do. I've said everything my heart could hold, and what remains is silence, a silence heavy with love, not regret. I need you to know that every sentence I ever sent, every moment I tried to show up for you, came from a place of truth. You may have doubted me. You may have wondered what my intentions were, but there was nothing false in the way I cared. I held you in my thoughts when no one else knew your name. I prayed for your peace even when I couldn't give it to you myself. And if you read between these lines, you'll find that what I've always been saying is simple. You mattered to me more than you'll ever know. There's a strange kind of beauty in endings. They force you to confront what was real and what was illusion. They strip away the noise and leave you with only the essence of what was true. And the truth is, loving you changed me. It made me softer where I was hard, braver where I was afraid, and more honest where I used to hide. That's the gift you leave me with. Even if we part ways, a version of myself that is better for having known you. I also need you to understand that this is not a goodbye filled with anger. It's not punishment. It's not a test. It's a release. It's me acknowledging that what we had was beautiful, but it cannot stay in this form without hurting one or both of us. You deserve to move forward without being haunted by my shadow. You deserve a love that feels like sunlight, not like someone trying to hold on to you from a distance. If someday, years from now, you think of me, I hope it's with a small smile. I hope you remember not the tension or the silence, but the moments when you felt seen, when you felt safe, when you felt like someone truly understood you. Those were the moments that mattered to me, and they are what I will carry with me after this last message fades into memory. So this is my closing thank you. Thank you for every word, every breath, every heartbeat we shared across whatever distance separated us. Thank you for letting me care for you, even if only for a while. And thank you for teaching me that sometimes, the bravest love is the one that lets go. What I leave behind is not silence, but the weight of every truth I carried for you. It lives in the spaces between the words, in the pauses where my breath caught, in the way my thoughts always circled back to you, no matter how far they strayed. Even when this message ends, the feeling remains, etched into me like a scar that does not fade, like a song that hums quietly long after it's finished playing. I hope you understand that what I offered was never meant to confine you. Love, to me, was never about holding someone too tightly. It was about giving them the courage to breathe freely, even if it meant breathing without me. You were never mine to own, only mine to cherish for as long as life allowed, and if I did that even a little, then I will carry peace in my heart. Life will go on. For you, for me, for everyone who touches our stories, there will be new mornings, new voices, new chances to smile. And while I may not be a part of those chapters, it comforts me to imagine you finding joy again, to imagine someone else discovering the depths of your heart and honoring it the way I always hoped to. Because more than anything, I want you to be happy, even if that happiness exists in a world where I am only a memory. I will not pretend this is easy. Letting go never is. But I believe there is strength in knowing when to stop fighting the tide, when to let the river carry you where it must. My love for you does not end here. It simply changes form, from presence into absence, from closeness into distance, from something held into something remembered. It is still love, only quieter, only softer, only resting in the background instead of pressing forward. And if, in some distant tomorrow, our paths cross again, I hope we recognize one another with gentleness, not sorrow. I hope we can look back and see this not as an ending, but as a necessary turning point that allowed us both to grow. Until then, I carry no bitterness, no regret, only gratitude for what was and hope for what will be. I will remember the way you changed my days, how your presence could soften even the harshest hours, and how your words left echoes long after the conversations ended. That is what stays with me now. Not the misunderstandings or the distances, but the small, bright fragments of connection we managed to build. They're tucked into me quietly, like pressed flowers in a book, fragile but enduring. I know that after this, your world will keep turning. There will be new names, new stories, new days that have nothing to do with me. That is as it should be, and in my own way, I will keep turning too, building a life around the space you leave behind. We will both keep walking forward, carrying what we need from this, and laying down what we don't. That's how life asks us to go on. I don't wish for you to forget, nor do I wish for you to hold on too tightly. I only wish that when I cross your mind, it's with a kind of softness, the kind that makes you close your eyes for a second, breathe in, and feel grateful for what once was. Because that's what I feel now, gratitude. Gratitude for every laugh, every secret, every moment where the world felt smaller because we were in it together. And so, in the quiet that follows these words, know that I am not erasing you, only stepping back, not rejecting, only releasing. What I gave to you is still yours to keep if you want it, the memories, the lessons, the care. They belong to you now, just as the version of me that loved you will always belong to the time we shared. If you ever wonder what I wanted for you, it was simple peace. Peace in your heart, peace in your days, peace in the life you are still unfolding. Even from a distance, that is still what I hope for you. And though my voice may fade after this, that wish will not. It will stay quietly, like a candle left burning in the window long after the person has gone. I will always hold a quiet space for you in the back of my mind, a place untouched by noise or time. It's where the best of us lives. The soft moments, the easy laughter, the glances that didn't need words. When I think about everything we shared, I don't see a series of mistakes or regrets. I see a story that mattered while it lasted. It shaped me, it changed me, and even as I move forward, a part of me will always be grateful for that story, even if the pages have now turned. There will be days ahead when memories rise unexpectedly, like old photographs slipping from a book. Maybe it will be a scent, a song, a stray phrase in a crowded room. On those days, I'll pause for a moment and let the feeling wash over me without bitterness. Because I know now that not every ending is a failure. Sometimes it's simply a doorway to another version of ourselves. One that we wouldn't have reached without the person we're saying goodbye to. You were a doorway for me. I hope you find a life where the sky feels open, where mornings bring a sense of beginning instead of wait. I hope you build a world around yourself that feels like yours alone, not shaped by someone else's shadow. You deserve that. You deserve joy that arrives without fear, peace that stays without being asked. Even though I won't be the one standing beside you in that world, my wish for you remains that you discover it fully, bravely, without looking back too often. As for me, I will keep walking forward with the quiet knowledge of what we once had. I will let it strengthen me instead of hardening me. I will let it remind me that my heart was capable of something deep, something real, even if it didn't last forever. And maybe that's what love is at its most honest, not ownership, not permanence, but the willingness to care even when you know you may have to let go. There's something beautiful about knowing that two people can cross paths and change each other, even if only for a while. You left fingerprints on my life that will never fade, not marks of pain, but of growth. Because of you, I learned what it meant to show up fully. Because of you, I learned that love can be soft and fierce at the same time. Those lessons will travel with me into every tomorrow. I hope when you think of me years from now, you remember the quiet loyalty, the listening, the way I tried to give you warmth, even when my hands were trembling. I hope you don't remember me as someone who held you back, but as someone who wanted you to fly, even if it meant flying without me. That's the truth behind every word I've written. I wanted you to be free. Even from me, if that's what it took to make you whole. So this isn't an erasure of what we were, it's an honoring of it. It's me closing the book gently instead of slamming it shut. It's me saying, we mattered. Even if our paths now lead in different directions. And if the universe ever lets us cross paths again, I hope we greet each other with that softness. Not as strangers, not as ghosts, but as two people who once shared something rare and carried it forward into who they became. I will remember the way you made the ordinary feel extraordinary. Simple things, a quiet walk, a shared meal, a conversation at midnight, somehow became more vivid, more alive when you were part of them. That is the gift you gave me without even realizing it. You turned moments into memories, and memories into anchors. Even as I step away now, those anchors remain, not to hold me back but to remind me of how beautiful it can be to truly connect with another soul. As time stretches on, I know there will be days when I'll wonder how you're doing, where life has taken you, what dreams you've chased. I won't reach out, not because I don't care, but because I respect the distance we've chosen. Yet inside me, there will always be a quiet hope that wherever you are, you've found something good, something steady, something that feels like home. And maybe, in a way, that hope is its own kind of love, silent, but still alive. I've learned through this that love is not about claiming someone. It's not about locking a door and keeping them inside. It's about creating a space where they can breathe freely, even if that space no longer includes you. It's about knowing when to hold on and when to let go, not as an act of surrender, but as an act of respect. That lesson has cost me tears and sleepless nights, but I carry it now like a lantern, lighting the path forward. You have shaped me in ways you'll never see. Because of you, I understand patience better. Because of you, I've learned to listen more deeply. Because of you, I know how to love without trying to own. These are not small things. They are the quiet revolutions inside me that will ripple outward into every relationship I have after this. In that way, even as we part, you remain part of my story. There's a tenderness in endings that no one talks about. It's not always anger or regret. Sometimes it's simply a gentle sadness mixed with gratitude. That's what I feel now. A kind of soft ache that doesn't want to erase you but wants to honor you. You are a chapter of my life I will never skim past. You are the handwriting in the margins, the underlined sentences, the dog-eared pages I'll revisit in memory. As I move forward, I carry a picture of you that's not frozen in one moment, but alive, moving, breathing. In my mind, you're always becoming, always unfolding into the person you're meant to be. And that thought comforts me, because it means that even without me there, your story continues. It means that everything you've endured will bloom into something stronger, something wiser, something radiant. And perhaps, if life is kind, there will be a day when our paths cross again, not out of necessity, not out of longing, but out of coincidence. A day when we can look at each other and smile, knowing that we survived the parting, that we grew because of it, that we are better for having once been in each other's lives. Until then, I walk forward quietly, carrying the best of what we were inside me, letting it shape who I become.